What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another beer review. Today we are reviewing Printworks, which is a table beer by Arundel Brewing. So it's not the first Arundel Brewing we've had on the channel. We've had their Nitro beer as well, and it's not the last one we'll have either. I've got another beer of theirs to review. So I picked this one up in my local bottle shop. A bit worryingly, I can't find an expiry date on it, so I thought probably best to get it shot and reviewed right away. It's only 3.4% because it's a table beer. Table beers aren't usually very strong. I like to think of them as a little bit similar to session beers, where they're just kind of meant to be drank if perhaps you're drinking a lot but you don't want to get too drunk, or at least you want to drink a lot over a few hours to get that buzz. Not like the 11% beer that we reviewed. So I hope you guys are happy and healthy. I believe this is the New Year's Eve episode, so Happy New Year. I hope you guys, probably not the best to be putting a 3.4% beer in a New Year's episode, so I'm sure you guys will be having a few tonight, but either way, guys, or if not, perhaps this is a good shout, who knows. But anyway, this has got quite a cool can art here. I can't really explain it, it's just kind of a bunch of different symbols, so lots of words and letters. And I think it's just meant to symbolise printing and print works. It's pretty cool. It says on the back here, I'm not going to insert it, so I'll just read it for you guys. It says, printing used to be one of the main industries in Arundel, and Printworks is named after the large printing press situated on Tarrant Street. Printworks table beer is an easy drinking 3.4% pale ale made with lots of juicy hops and relatively low bitterness. I mean, that sounds lovely, and it's a really nice way to sort of tribute the heritage of Arundel in West Sussex as well. I doubt you guys will be hits if you've had this one before, but it'd be a nice one to look out for. The other beer that I've got by Arundel's no longer in production, and but nevertheless, I think it's worth reviewing. I think it's always worth reviewing beers, whether or not they're in production or not. But I think it's always fun to look at. So, suitable for vegetarians and vegans. I don't know how many units it is, but in a 440ml can, even 3.4 units is not going to be a lot. I think perhaps it might be maybe 1.5 or something. Yeah, I think about 1.5 would be about right. It's not too strong, but sometimes that's a good thing. So let's get it out and see what it looks like. Looks to be hazy and pale. Yeah, that's quite nice. It's very light, which is good. It's nice. It's a nice straw yellowy colour in my hand. Can immediately smell really juicy tropical hops, which is lovely. It looks quite clean as well, not very thick. Which, again, 3.4%, I'd expect that, not to be too strong. It's got a nice big head on it, so we'll let that go down a little bit. Probably from me just moving it around and stuff a lot. Might also be something to do with the brewing process. In terms of the head, it's quite thick, but it's still, I anticipate it will go down before we know it. So quite a nice looking one, really. It's the first table beer we've had on the channel, and if I'm honest, I haven't had that many table beers. I think I've only had I could count it on one hand maybe, how many table beers I've had, but I think I've enjoyed them all. I think it's nice sometimes to just take a break from really, really strong beers. Remember that sessionable beers, table and session beers, and lower percentage pale ales all still exist. They can all still be really enjoyable. You don't always have to reach for a really strong one. And I know I'm saying that coming off the bat of an 11% beer review for Christmas. But you've got to take everything in moderation. So it's always worth having a table beer now and then in with the stronger beers as well. I'm sure you guys would agree with that. So the head's going down a little bit. We've already lost about ½ an inch. So I might sort of start sipping, and as I always say, the head will naturally sort of go down as we get through it anyway. But yeah, a nice orange colour with some juicy smells already. I'm not sure what hops there are because it doesn't say it on the can. But yeah, it's got a really nice hoppy flavour. The table beers I've had before have been a little bit more like lager, so it's nice to get some more fruity tropical flavours in there. Flavours and smells, haven't had the flavours yet, but let's give it a go. Let's get sipping and start to develop some flavours. Alright, so in terms of fruity, definitely mainly picking up citrus. Got a little bit of grapefruit in there, and a little bit of lemon. Not orangey at all, really, but definitely got those grapefruity bitter flavours. It did say relatively low bitterness, and I'm inclined to agree with that. It's not too bitter or anything, but also it's not strong on the tongue, and it's got to be because of the lower percentage there. Really not too strong. I'm definitely already thinking it feels and tastes thinner than a stronger beer, as you would expect, because again, the lower percentage, and it's nice. It means, as I've said already a couple of times, it means it's going to be more sessionable. Obviously something's got to be sacrificed for the percentage, for doing a lower beer, but yeah, it's nice and flavourful so far. We'll try to develop it a little bit more, get a few more flavours on the palate. It's a little bit resinousy, you know, it's not very sweet, it's not very juicy either. It's got the tropical and the kind of fruity flavours, but it's quite thin and quite not dank, but kind of got the more bitter flavours there. I know it did say low bitterness, and I've already agreed it is low bitterness, but you're still getting kind of bitter flavours like the grapefruit. It is a tasty one, and it's quite nice. It's quite sort of, I don't know what the word is. I can only really explain it as calm, or kind of basically just like the opposite of the triple IPA that I reviewed last week for the Christmas episode. Just very thin. It doesn't taste boozy at all, obviously, as you would expect with a table beer, but it's a nice one nonetheless. I think, like I say, if I knew that I couldn't have too many for whatever reason, I'd definitely go to this because it's still got some really nice flavours. Obviously the flavours are lacking a little bit, and I don't mean lacking in a bad way, I mean they're toned down because of the lower percentage. It'd be nice if it could get a little bit more flavour without compromising the percentage, but I don't think we're just not always going to win, are we, with that kind of thing. But I'm going to give it a few more sips before I give it the rating. It's definitely still got some nice tasty notes. It's not bland, but it is a bit thin. Yeah, some nice tropicalness, some nice citrus fruits there, without being too overpowering or anything. So I would say if I saw this again, I might be inclined to have it actually, because I know it's tasty, and I know that it was something that I liked. Like I say, not punching me around the face. Could definitely be perhaps a little bit stronger in its flavours. That hopefully wouldn't affect the percentage. But for a table beer that's not meant to be particularly strong, it is a nice, enjoyable one, and it's not lacking too much flavour. I hope that all makes sense, and I hope I've not contradicted myself too much. But yeah, definitely some nice citrusy notes there. Citrusy, hoppy, and a little bit sort of piney or resinousy is really the flavours I'm getting. It's a bit more tropical and juicy on the nose than it is in the mouth, and quite a thin mouthfeel, as well as, although it's hazy, it's thin. I hope that makes sense to you guys. You know, it's not like a syrup, it is quite thin, but still a tasty one nonetheless. I think it's a perfectly inoffensive beer when you want to have a little bit more of a calmer, moderate night. So for that reason, I think I'm going to give this one, I'm tossing it up between two numbers, but I think I'm going to give it a 3.5. I think it's really nice, definitely above the 2.5 sort of average beer, but could perhaps be a little bit more punchy without affecting the percentage too much. But really nice, tasty one. I do enjoy supporting local, although Arundel's not too near me, it's still, in the grand scheme of things, a local beer, and I'm happy to support local. I hope you guys do too. But yeah, a nice happy one. It's just quite pleasant, really, I'm going to say. Not looking to make a big statement, but this is quite a nice one. So I hope you guys are out there still drinking all craft beers, still enjoying yourselves. Remember to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you've yet to do so. Really helps me out, really lets YouTube know that I should keep going. And always give me a comment, let me know what you thought of the review, let me know what beers you've been trying recently, especially if you've had, in this, you know, for this week, especially if you've had any table beers. And let me know if I should look out for any beers. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this beer review. I hope you guys have a wonderful and amazing Happy New Year. It's definitely going to be an interesting new year for me. And I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, I hope this was also a good one if you guys are doing dry January. I'm not, but perhaps we'll get some alcohol-free beers in there just for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. As always, keep drinking those craft beers, and I will see you in the next beer review. Peace.